Section 1 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. To E. I have remembered beauty in the night. Against black silences I wake to see a shower of sunlight over Italy, and green Ravello dreaming on her height. I have remembered music in the dark, the clean swift brightness of a fugue of Bach's, and running water singing on the rocks, when once in English woods I heard a lark. But all remembered beauty is no more than a vague prelude to the thought of you. You are the rarest soul I ever knew. Lover of beauty knightliest and best, my thoughts seek you as waves that seek the shore, and when I think of you, I am at rest. End of section 1.
Section 2 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Barter. Life has loveliness to sell, all beautiful and splendid things, blue waves whitened on a cliff, soaring fire that sways and sings, and children's faces looking up, holding wonder like a cup. Life has loveliness to sell, music like a curve of gold, scent of pine trees in the rain, eyes that love you, arms that hold, and for your spirit's still delight, holy thoughts that star the night. Spend all you have for loveliness, buy it and never count the cost. For one white singing hour of peace, count many a year of strife well lost. And for a breath of ecstasy, give all you have been or could be. End of section 2.
Section 3. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. Read by Cavaet. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Twilight. Dreamily over the roofs the cold spring rain is falling. Out in the lonely tree a bird is calling, calling. Slowly over the earth the wings of night are falling. My heart, like the bird in the tree, is calling, calling, calling. End of section 3.
Section 4 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Night Song at Amalfi. I asked the heaven of stars what I should give my love. It answered me with silence, silence above. I asked the darkened sea, down where the fishers go. It answered me with silence, silence below. Oh, I could give him weeping, or I could give him song, but how can I give silence my whole life long? End of section 4. Section 5 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. The Look. Strephon kissed me in the spring, Robin in the fall, but Colin only looked at me and never kissed at all. Strephon's kiss was lost in jest, Robin's lost in play, but the kiss in Colin's eyes haunts me night and day. End of section 5.
Section 6. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. A Winter Night. My window pane is starred with frost. The world is bitter cold tonight. The moon is cruel and the wind is like a two-edged sword to smite. God pity all the homeless ones, the beggars pacing to and fro. God pity all the poor tonight, who walk the lamp-lit streets of snow. My room is like a bit of June, warm and close curtain, fold on fold. But somewhere like a homeless child, my heart is crying in the cold. End of section 6.
Section 7 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. A Cry. Oh, there are eyes that he can see, and hands to make his hands rejoice, but to my lover I must be only a voice. Oh, there are breasts to bear his head, and lips whereon his lips can lie, but I must be until I am dead only a cry. End of section 7. Section 8 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Gifts. I gave my first love laughter. I gave my second tears. I gave my third love silence through all the years. My first love gave me singing. My second, eyes to see. But oh, it was my third love who gave my soul to me. End of section 8.
Section 9 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. But not to me. The April night is still and sweet, with flowers on every tree. Peace comes to them on quiet feet, but not to me. My peace is hidden in his breast, where I shall never be. Love comes tonight to all the rest, but not to me. End of section 9. Section 10 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Song of Capri. When beauty grows too great to bear, how shall he ease me of its ache? For beauty more than bitterness makes the heart break. Now while I watch the dreaming sea, with isles like flowers against her breast, only one voice in all the world could give me rest. End of section 10. Section 11, Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Child, child. Child, child, love while you can, the voice and the eyes and the soul of a man. Never fear, though it break your heart, out of the wound new joy will start. Only love profoundly and gladly and well, though love be heaven or love be hell. Child, child, love while you may, for life is short as a happy day. Never fear the thing you feel, only by love is life made real. Love for the deadly sins are 7, only through love will you enter heaven. End of section 11.
Section 12 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Love Me. Brown thrush singing all day long in the leaves above me. Take, my love, this April song. Love me, love me, love me. When he hearkens what you say, bid him, lest he miss me. Leave his work or leave his play, and kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. End of section 12.
Section 13, Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Pierrot. Pierrot stands in the garden beneath a waning moon, and on his lute he fashions a fragile silver tune. Pierrot plays in the garden, he thinks he plays for me, but I am quite forgotten under the cherry tree. Pierrot plays in the garden, and all the roses know that Pierrot loves his music, but I love Pierrot. End of section 13.
Section 14 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Wild Asters. In the spring I asked the daisies if his words were true, and the clever, clear-eyed daisies always knew. Now the fields are brown and barren, bitter autumn blows, and of all the stupid asters, not one knows. End of section 14. Section 15 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. The Song for Colin. I sang a song at dusking time beneath the evening star, and Terence left his latest rhyme to answer from afar. Pierrot laid down his lute to weep and sighed, "She sings for me." But Colin slept a careless sleep beneath an apple tree. End of section 15.
Section 16. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Four Winds. Four winds blowing through the sky, you have seen poor maidens die. Tell me then what I shall do, that my lover may be true. Said the wind from out the south, lay no kiss upon his mouth. And the wind from out the west, wound the heart within his breast. And the wind from out the east, send him empty from the feast. And the wind from out the north, in the tempest thrust him forth. When thou art more cruel than he, then will love be kind to thee. End of section 16. Section 17 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Debt. What do I owe to you, who loved me deep and long? You never gave my spirit wings, or gave my heart a song. But owe to him I loved, who loved me not at all, I owe the open gate that led through heaven's wall. End of section 17. Section 18. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Faults. They came to tell your faults to me. They named them over one by one. I laughed aloud when they were done. I knew them all so well before. Oh, they were blind, too blind to see. Your faults had made me love you more. End of section 18.
Section 19 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Buried Love. I have come to bury love beneath a tree, in the forest tall and black where none can see. I shall put no flowers at his head, nor stone at his feet, for the mouth I loved so much was bittersweet. I shall go no more to his grave, for the woods are cold. I shall gather as much of joy as my hands can hold. I shall stay all day in the sun, where the wide winds blow, but oh, I shall cry at night, when none will know. End of section 19.
Section 20. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. The Fountain. All through the deep blue night the fountain sang alone. It sang to the drowsy heart of the satyr carved in stone. The fountain sang and sang, but the satyr never stirred. Only the great white moon in the empty heaven heard. The fountain sang and sang, while on the marble rim the milk-white peacocks slept, and their dreams were strange and dim. Bright dew was on the grass, and on the ilex dew the dreamy milk-white birds were all a-glisten too. The fountain sang and sang, the things one cannot tell. The dreaming peacocks stirred, and the gleaming dewdrops fell. End of section 20. Section 21. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. I shall not care. When I am dead and over me bright April shakes out her rain-drenched hair, though you should lean above me broken-hearted, I shall not care. I shall have peace as leafy trees are peaceful when rain bends through the bough, and I shall be more silent and cold-hearted than you are now. End of section 21.
Section 22 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. After Parting. Oh, I have sown my love so wide that he will find it everywhere. It will awake him in the night, it will enfold him in the air. I set my shadow in his sight, and I have winged it with desire, that it may be a cloud by day, and in the night a shaft of fire. End of section 22. Section 23 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. A Prayer. Until I lose my soul and lie blind to the beauty of the earth, deaf though shouting wind goes by, dumb in a storm of mirth, until my heart is quenched at length, and I have left the land of men, oh, let me love with all my strength, careless if I am loved again. End of section 23. Section 24 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Spring Night. The park is filled with night and fog, the veils are drawn about the world, the drowsy lights along the paths are dim and pearled. Golden gleaming the empty streets, golden gleaming the misty lake, the mirrored lights like sunken swords glimmer and shake. Oh, is it not enough to be here with this beauty over me? My throat should ache with praise, and I should kneel in joy beneath the sky. Oh, beauty, are you not enough? Why am I crying after love, with youth, a singing voice, and eyes to take the earth's wonder with surprise? Why have I put off my pride? Why am I unsatisfied? I, for whom the pensive night binds her cloudy hair with light, I, for whom all beauty burns like incense in a million urns. Oh, beauty, are you not enough? Why am I crying after love? End of section 24.
Section 25 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. May Wind. I said, I have shut my heart, as one shuts an open door, that love may starve therein and trouble me no more. But over the roofs there came the wet new wind of May, and a tune blew up from the curb where the street pianos play. My room was white with the sun, and love cried out in me, I am strong, I will break your heart, unless you set me free. End of section 25. Section 26 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Tides. Love in my heart was a fresh tide flowing where the star-like seagulls soar. The sun was keen and the foam was blowing high on the rocky shore. But now in the dusk the tide is turning, lower the seagulls soar, and the waves that rose in resistless yearning are broken for evermore. End of section 26. Section 27 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. After Love. There is no magic any more, we meet as other people do. You work no miracle for me, nor I for you. You were the wind and I the sea, there is no splendor any more. I have grown listless as the pool beside the shore. But though the pool is safe from storm, and from the tide has found surcease, it grows more bitter than the sea, for all its peace. End of section 27.
Section 28 of Love Songs by Sara Teasdale. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. New Love and Old. In my heart the old love struggled with the new. It was ghostly waking all night through. Dear things, kind things that my old love said ranged themselves reproachfully round my bed. But I could not heed them, for I seemed to see the eyes of my new love fixed on me. Old love, how can I be true? Shall I be faithless to myself or to you? End of section 28. Section 29 of Love Songs by Sara Teasdale. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. The Kiss. I hoped that he would love me, and he has kissed my mouth. But I am like a stricken bird that cannot reach the south. For though I know he loves me, tonight my heart is sad. His kiss was not so wonderful as all the dreams I had. End of section 29.
Section 30 of Love Songs by Sara Teasdale. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Swans. Night is over the park, and a few brave stars look on the lights that link it with chains of gold. The lake bears up their reflection in broken bars that seem too heavy for tremulous water to hold. We watch the swans that sleep in a shadowy place, and now and again one wakes and uplifts its head. How still you are, your gaze is on my face. We watch the swans, and never a word is said. End of section 30. Section 31 of Love Songs by Sara Teasdale. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. The River. I came from the sunny valleys and sought for the open sea, for I thought in its grey expanses my peace would come to me. I came at last to the ocean and found it wild and black, and I cried to the windless valleys, "Be kind and take me back." But the thirsty tide ran inland, and the salt waves drank of me, and I, who was fresh as the rainfall, am bitter as the sea. End of section 31. Section 32 of Love Songs by Sara Teasdale. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. November. The world is tired and the year is old. The fading leaves are glad to die. The wind goes shivering with cold where the brown reeds are dry. Our love is dying like the grass, and we who kissed grow coldly kind, half glad to see our old love pass like leaves along the wind. End of section 32. Section 33 of Love Songs by Sara Teasdale. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Spring Rain. I thought I had forgotten, but it all came back again, tonight with the first spring thunder, in a rush of rain. I remember a darkened doorway where we stood while the storm swept by, thunder gripping the earth and lightning scrawled in the sky. The passing motor buses swayed, for the street was a river of rain, lashed into little golden waves in the lamplight stain. With the wild spring rain and thunder, my heart was wild and gay. Your eyes said more to me that night than your lips would ever say. I thought I had forgotten, but it all came back again, tonight with the first spring thunder, in a rush of rain. End of section 33.
Section 34 of Love Songs by Sara Teasdale. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. The Ghost. I went back to the clanging city. I went back where my old love stayed, but my heart was full of my new love's glory. My eyes were laughing and unafraid. I met one who had loved me madly and told his love for all to hear. But we talked of 1,000 things together. The past was buried too deep to fear. I met the other whose love was given with never a kiss and scarcely a word. Oh, it was then that terror took me, of words unuttered that breathed and stirred. Oh, love that lives its life with laughter, or love that lives its life with tears, can die, but love that is never spoken goes like a ghost through the winding years. I went back to the clanging city. I went back where my old love stayed. My heart was full of my new love's glory, but my eyes were suddenly afraid. End of section 34. Section 35 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Summer Night, Riverside. In the wild, soft summer darkness, how many and many a night we two together sat in the park and watched the Hudson, wearing her lights like golden spangles glinting on black satin. The rail along the curving pathway was low in a happy place to let us cross, and down the hill a tree that dripped with bloom sheltered us, while your kisses and the flowers, falling, tangled my hair. The frail white stars moved slowly over the sky. And now, far off in the fragrant darkness, the tree is tremulous again with bloom, for June comes back. Tonight, what girl dreamily before her mirror shakes from her hair this year's blossoms clinging in its coils? End of section 35.
Section 36 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Jewels. If I should see your eyes again, I know how far their look would go, back to a morning in the park, with sapphire shadows on the snow. Or back to oak trees in the spring, when you unloosed my hair and kissed the head that lay against your knees in the leaf shadow's amethyst. And still another shining place we would remember, how the dun, wild mountain held us on its crest, one diamond morning white with sun. But I will turn my eyes from you as women turn to put away the jewels they have worn at night and cannot wear in sober day. End of section 36. Section 37. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Songs Out of Sorrow. 1. Spirit's House. From naked stones of agony I will build a house for me. As a mason all alone I will raise it stone by stone, and every stone where I have bled will show a sign of dusky red. I have not gone the way in vain, for I have good of all my pain. My spirit's quiet house will be built of naked stones I trod on roads where I lost sight of God. End of section 37.
Section 38 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Songs Out of Sorrow 2. Mastery. I would not have a God come in to shield me suddenly from sin and set my house of life to rights, nor angels with bright burning wings ordering my earthly thoughts and things. Rather, my own frail guttering lights, wind-blown and nearly beaten out, rather the terror of the nights and long sick groping after doubt, rather be lost than let my soul slip vaguely from my own control. Of my own spirit let me be, in soul though feeble, mastery. End of section 38.
Section 39. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Songs Out of Sorrow. 3. Lessons. Unless I learn to ask no help from any other soul but mine, to seek no strength in waving reeds, nor shade beneath a straggling pine. Unless I learn to look at grief, unshrinking from her tear-blind eyes, and take from pleasure fearlessly whatever gifts will make me wise, unless I learn these things on earth, why was I ever given birth? End of section 39.
Section 40 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Songs Out of Sorrow 4. Wisdom. When I have ceased to break my wings against the faultiness of things, and learn that compromises wait behind each hardly opened gate, when I can look life in the eyes, grown calm and very coldly wise, life will have given me the truth, and taken in exchange my youth. End of section 40.
Section 41. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Songs Out of Sorrow 5. In a Burying Ground. This is the spot where I will lie, when life has had enough of me. These are the grasses that will blow above me like a living sea. These gay old lilies will not shrink to draw their life from death of mine, and I will give my body's fire to make blue flowers on this vine. O soul, I said, have you no tears? Was not the body dear to you? I heard my soul say carelessly, the myrtle flowers will grow more blue. End of section 41.
Section 42 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Songs Out of Sorrow 6. Wood Song. I heard a wood thrush in the dusk twirl 3 notes and make a star. My heart that walked with bitterness came back from very far. 3 shining notes were all he had, and yet they made a starry call. I caught life back against my breast and kissed it, scars and all. End of section 42.
Section 43. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Songs Out of Sorrow 7. Refuge. From my spirit's grey defeat, from my pulse's flagging beat, from my hopes that turned to sand, sifting through my close clenched hand, from my own false slavery, if I can sing, I still am free. For with my singing I can make a refuge for my spirit's sake, a house of shining words to be my fragile immortality. End of section 43.
Section 44 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. The Flight. Look back with longing eyes and know that I will follow. Lift me up in your love as a light wind lifts a swallow. Let our flight be far in sun or blowing rain. But what if I heard my first love calling me again? Hold me on your heart as the brave sea holds the foam. Take me far away to the hills that hide your home. Peace shall thatch the roof and love shall latch the door. But what if I heard my first love calling me once more? End of section 44. Section 45 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Dew. As dew leaves the cobweb lightly threaded with stars, scattering jewels on the fence and the pasture bars, as dawn leaves the dry grass bright and the tangled weeds bearing a rainbow gem on each of their seeds, so has your love, my lover, fresh as the dawn, made me a shining road to travel on, set every common sight of tree or stone delicately alight for me alone. End of section 45.
Section 46. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Tonight. The moon is a curving flower of gold. The sky is still and blue. The moon was made for the sky to hold, and I for you. The moon is a flower without a stem. The sky is luminous. Eternity was made for them. Tonight for us. End of section 46. Section 47. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Ebb Tide. When the long day goes by and I do not see your face, the old wild restless sorrow steals from its hiding place. My day is barren and broken, bereft of light and song, a sea beach bleak and windy that moans the whole day long. To the empty beach at ebb tide, bare with its rocks and scars, come back like the sea with singing and light of a million stars. End of section 47.
Section 48 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. I would live in your love. I would live in your love as the sea grasses live in the sea, borne up by each wave as it passes, drawn down by each wave that recedes. I would empty my soul of the dreams that have gathered in me. I would beat with your heart as it beats. I would follow your soul as it leads. End of section 48. Section 49 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Because. Oh, because you never tried to bow my will or break my pride, and nothing of the caveman made you want to keep me half afraid, nor ever with a conquering air you thought to draw me unaware. Take me, for I love you more than I ever loved before. And since the body's maidenhood alone were neither rare nor good, unless with it I gave to you a spirit still untrammeled too, take my dreams and take my mind that were masterless as wind, and master, I shall say to you, since you never asked me to. End of section 49.
Section 50. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. The Tree of Song. I sang my songs for the rest, for you I am still. The tree of my song is bare on its shining hill. For you came like a lordly wind, and the leaves were whirled far as forgotten things passed to the rim of the world. The tree of my song stands bare against the blue. I gave my songs to the rest, myself to you. End of section 50.
Section 51 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. The Giver. You bound strong sandals on my feet. You gave me bread and wine, and sent me under sun and stars, for all the world was mine. Oh, take the sandals off my feet, you know not what you do. For all my world is in your arms, my sun and stars are you. End of section 51.
Section 52. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. April Song. Willow, in your April gown, delicate and gleaming, do you mind in years gone by all my dreaming? Spring was like a call to me that I could not answer. I was chained to loneliness, I, the dancer. Willow twinkling in the sun, still your leaves and hear me. I can answer spring at last. Love is near me. End of section 52. Section 53. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. The Wanderer. I saw the sunset-coloured sands, the Nile like flowing fire between, where Rameses stares forth serene, and Ammon's heavy temple stands. I saw the rocks where long ago, above the sea that cries and breaks, swift Perseus with Medusa's snakes set free the maiden white like snow. And many skies have covered me, and many winds have blown me forth, and I have loved the green bright north, and I have loved the cold sweet sea. But what to me are north and south, and what the lore of many lands, since you have leaned to catch my hands, and lay a kiss upon my mouth. End of sections 53. Section 54. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. The Years. Tonight I close my eyes and see a strange procession passing me. The years before I saw your face go by me with a wistful grace. They pass, the sensitive, shy years, as one who strives to dance, half blind with tears. The years went by and never knew that each one brought me nearer you. Their path was narrow and apart, and yet it led me to your heart. O sensitive, shy years, O lonely years, that strove to sing with voices drowned in tears. End of section 54.
Section 55 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Enough. It is enough for me by day to walk the same bright earth with him, enough that over us by night the same great roof of stars is dim. I do not hope to bind the wind or set a fetter on the sea. It is enough to feel his love blow like music over me. End of section 55.
Section 56. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Come. Come, when the pale moon like a petal floats in the pearly dusk of spring. Come with arms outstretched to take me. Come with lips pursed up to cling. Come, for the life is a frail moth flying, caught in the web of the years that pass. And soon we two, so warm and eager, will be as the grey stones in the grass. End of section 56.
Section 57 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Joy. I am wild, I will sing to the trees, I will sing to the stars in the sky. I love, I am loved, he is mine, now at last I can die. I am sandaled with wind and with flame, I have heart fire and singing to give. I can tread on the grass or the stars, now at last I can live. End of section 57.
Section 58. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Riches. I have no riches but my thoughts, yet these are wealth enough for me. My thoughts of you are golden coins stamped in the mint of memory. And I must spend them all in song, for thoughts as well as gold must be left on the hither side of death to gain their immortality. End of section 58.
Section 59 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Dusk in Wartime. A half hour more and you will lead to gather me close in the old sweet way. But oh, to the woman over the sea, who will come at the close of day? A half hour more, and I will hear the key in the latch and the strong, quick tread. But oh, the woman over the sea, waiting at dusk for one who is dead. End of section 59. Section 60 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Peace. Peace flows into me as the tide to the pool by the shore. It is mine forevermore. It will not ebb like the sea. I am the pool of blue that worships the vivid sky. My hopes were heaven high. They are all fulfilled in you. I am the pool of gold when sunset burns and dies. You are my deepening skies. Give me your stars to hold. End of section 60.
Section 61. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Moods. I am the still rain falling, too tired for singing mirth. Oh, be the green fields calling, oh, be for me the earth. I am the brown bird pining, to leave the nest and fly. Oh, be the fresh clouds shining, oh, be for me the sky. End of section 61. Section 62. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. House of Dreams. You took my empty dreams and filled them every one with tenderness and nobleness, April and the sun. The old empty dreams where my thoughts would throng are far too full of happiness to even hold a song. Oh, the empty dreams were dim, and the empty dreams were wide. They were sweet and shadowy houses where my thoughts could hide. But you took my dreams away, and you made them all come true. My thoughts have no place now to play, and nothing now to do. End of section 62.
Section 63 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Lights. When we come home at night and close the door, standing together in the shadowy room, safe in our own love and the gentle gloom, glad of familiar wall and chair and floor, glad to leave far below the clanging city, looking far downward to the glaring street, gaudy with light yet tired with many feet, in both of us wells up a wordless pity. Men have tried hard to put away the dark, a million lighted windows brilliantly inlay with squares of gold in the winter night. But to us, standing here, there comes the stark sense of the lives behind each yellow light, and not one wholly joyous, proud, or free. End of section 63.
Section 64. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. The Wind. A wind is blowing over my soul. I hear it cry the whole night through. Is there no peace for me on earth, except with you? Alas, the wind has made me wise. Over my naked soul it blew. There is no peace for me on earth, even with you. End of section 64. Section 65. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. I am not yours. I am not yours, not lost in you, not lost although I long to be, lost as a candle lit at noon, lost as a snowflake in the sea. You love me and I find you still, a spirit beautiful and bright, yet I am I who long to be, lost as a light is lost in light. Oh, plunge me deep in love, put out my senses, leave me deaf and blind, swept by the tempest of your love, a taper in the rushing wind. End of section 65. Section 65. End of section 65.
Section 66 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Doubt. My soul lives in my body's house, and you have both the house and her. But sometimes she is less your own than a wild, gay adventurer. A restless and an eager wraith, how can I tell what she will do? Oh, I am sure of my body's faith, but what if my soul broke faith with you? End of section 66. Section 67 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Morning. I went out on an April morning, all alone, for my heart was high. I was a child of the shining meadow. I was a sister of the sky. There in the windy flood of morning, longing lifted its weight from me, lost as a sob in the midst of cheering, swept as a seabird out to sea. End of section 67. Section 68 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. Other Men. When I talk with other men, I always think of you. Your words are keener than their words, and they are gentler too. When I look at other men, I wish your face were there, with its gray eyes and dark skin and tossed black hair. When I think of other men, dreaming alone by day, the thought of you like a strong wind blows the dreams away. End of section 68.
Section 69. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Embers. I said, my youth is gone, like a fire beaten out by the rain, that will never sway and sing or play with the wind again. I said, it is no great sorrow that quenched my youth in me, but only little sorrows, beating ceaselessly. I thought my youth was gone, but you returned, like a flame at the call of the wind. It leapt and burned, threw off its ashen cloak, and gowned anew, gave itself like a bride once more to you. End of section 69. Section 70. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. Message. I heard a cry in the night, 1,000 miles it came, sharp as a flash of light. My name, my name. It was your voice I heard, you waked and loved me so. I sent you back this word, I know, I know. End of section 70. Section 71. Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Cavaet. The Lamp. If I can bear your love like a lamp before me when I go down the long steep road of darkness, I shall not fear the everlasting shadows, nor cry in terror. If I can find out God, then I shall find him. If none can find him, then I shall sleep soundly, knowing how well on earth your love sufficed me, a lamp in darkness. End of section 71.
Section 72 of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by EliseDee. A November Night. There, see the line of lights? A chain of stars down either side of the street. Why can't you lift the chain and give it to me, a necklace for my throat? I'd twist it round and you could play with it. You smile at me as though I were a little dreamy child behind whose eyes the fairies live. And see, the people on the street look up at us, all envious. We are a king and queen. Our royal carriage is a motor bus. We watch our subjects with a haughty joy. How still you are! Have you been hard at work, and are you tired tonight? It is so long since I have seen you, 4 whole days, I think. My heart is crowded full of foolish thoughts like early flowers in an April meadow. And I must give them to you, all of them, before they fade. The people I have met, the play I saw, the trivial, shifting things that loom too big or shrink too little, shadows that hurry, gesturing along a wall, haunting or gay, and yet they all grow real and take their proper size here in my heart when you have seen them. There's the plaza now, a lake of light. Tonight it almost seems that all the lights are gathered in your eyes, drawn somehow toward you. See the open park lying below us with a million lamps scattered in wise disorder like the stars. We look down on them as God must look down on constellations floating under him, tangled in clouds. Come then, and let us walk, since we have reached the park. It is our garden, all black and blossomless this winter night. But we bring April with us, you and I. We set the whole world on the trail of spring. I think that every path we ever took has marked our footprints in mysterious fire, delicate gold that only fairies see. When they wake up at dawn in hollow tree trunks and come out on the drowsy park, they look along the empty paths and say, "Oh, here they went, and here, and here, and here. Come see, here is their bench. Take hands and let us dance about it in a windy ring and make a circle round it only they can cross when they come back again." Look at the lake. Do you remember how we watched the swans that night in late October while they slept? Swans must have stately dreams, I think. But now the lake bears only thin reflected lights that shake a little. How I long to take one from the cold black water, new-made gold, to give you in your hand. And see, there is a star deep in the lake, a star. Oh, dimmer than a pearl, if you stoop down, your hand could almost reach it up to me. There was a new frail yellow moon tonight. I wish you could have had it for a cup with stars like dew to fill it to the brim. How cold it is. Even the lights are cold. They have put shawls of fog around them, see? What if the air should grow so dimly white that we would lose our way along the paths made by walls of moving mist receding the more we follow? What a silver night. That was our bench the time you said to me the new long poem. But how different now, how eerie with the curtain of the fog, making it strange to all the friendly trees. There is no wind, and yet great curving scrolls carve themselves ever-changing in the midst. Walk on a little. Let me stand here watching to see you, too, grown strange to me and far. I used to wonder how the park would be if one night we could have it all alone. No lovers with close arm-encircled waists to whisper and break in upon our dreams. And now we have it. Every wish comes true. We are alone now in a fleecy world. Even the stars have gone. We, too, alone. End of section 72. End of Love Songs by Sara TEASDALE.